It's 7:45 in the morning. One shoe is missing, your kid is spinning in circles instead of putting on their jacket, and you already know you're going to be late for drop-off. Again. And somewhere under all that rushing, there's this quiet little voice asking, "Am I doing something wrong here?" If you're raising a kid with ADHD, I want you to know something right away. You are not failing. Your brain and your kid's brain are just wired to work differently. And once you understand that, a lot of the daily chaos actually starts to make more sense. Quick thing before we get into this, I'm not a doctor, not a therapist, just someone who's spent a lot of time learning from parents, from research, and honestly, from trial and error. So if anything here feels specific to your child, your pediatrician or a specialist is always the best person to loop in. Okay, let's get into it. The first thing that helps more than people realize is dropping the word just, as in just sit still, just focus, just remember your shoes. For a kid with ADHD, those aren't small asks. Their brain has to work a lot harder to do things that come easily to other kids. So instead of just focus, something like, let's do one thing at a time, actually gives them a chance to succeed instead of setting them up to disappoint you. Another one, and this took me a while to really get, transitions are brutal. Going from screen time to dinner, from the playground to the car, from bedtime story to lights out. If you give a heads up, like 5 more minutes, then we're heading out, that little runway makes a real difference. It's not spoiling them, it's just giving their brain time to shift gears. Something a lot of dads figure out at bath time or bedtime, movement actually helps kids with ADHD focus, not the opposite. So if your child is bouncing on the couch while you're trying to read them a book, that's not defiance. That might genuinely be how they're absorbing it. Letting them fidget, stand, or move while they listen can help more than forcing them to sit still. And here's one that surprises a lot of parents. Routines matter more for these kids, not less. Same wake-up time, same drop-off routine, same wind down at night. Their brain has a harder time predicting what's coming next, so a predictable rhythm actually lowers a lot of the daily meltdowns before they even start. One thing that really shifted things for a lot of moms I've talked to is praising the effort, not just the outcome. So instead of only celebrating when the room actually gets cleaned, you notice out loud when they start the task. Hey, I saw you pick up those blocks first. That's a great start. That little bit of recognition keeps them motivated instead of feeling like they're always falling short. If this is starting to feel a little familiar, like you're recognizing your own mornings or bedtimes in this, stick around, because the next few might be the ones that actually change how your house feels day to day. Another big one, break big tasks into tiny ones. Clean your room is overwhelming. Let's put the blocks in the bin first is doable. Their brain isn't lazy, it's just genuinely harder for them to organize a big task into steps on their own. So you're kind of lending them your executive function until theirs catches up. Here's a hard one, but an important one. Try to separate the behavior from the identity. There's a real difference between "you're so bad at listening" and "listening is hard for your brain right now. Let's figure this out together." Kids pick up on that language a lot faster than we think, and one shapes how they see themselves for years. Something for the tough moments specifically. When a meltdown happens, and it will, connection before correction tends to work better than jumping straight into consequences. Getting down to their level, a calm voice, even just "I'm right here," before you address what happened can bring their nervous system down enough to actually hear you. And this one's for you, not just your kid. You need breaks too. Whether that's your partner taking bedtime one night so you can just sit in the car for 10 minutes, or trading off school mornings. Parenting a child with ADHD takes more out of you than people realize, and that's not something to feel guilty about, it's just true. Last one, and honestly, maybe the most important. Celebrate the wins that don't look like wins to anyone else. Your kid remembered their backpack without 3 reminders? That's huge. They sat through half of dinner? That counts. Progress with ADHD isn't linear, and it rarely looks like what parenting books describe. So give yourself permission to notice the small stuff. If any of this is landing for you, there's another video linked below that goes deeper into handling meltdowns in public. Grocery stores, daycare pickup, all of it. You might find that one just as helpful. Here's what I really want you to walk away with. Your child isn't giving you a hard time on purpose, and you're not failing them by finding this hard. ADHD parenting looks different than what you were probably expecting, and that's okay. Some days will still be messy, some mornings will still involve a missing shoe and a meltdown, but you're already doing the work by trying to understand instead of just trying to control. And if any of this brings up questions about your specific child, their pediatrician or a specialist who knows your family is always going to be the best next step. This is just meant to be a starting point, not the whole answer. If you found this helpful, sticking around and sharing with your co-parents means a lot. It just helps this stuff reach more new parents who need to hear it too. Thanks for being here.